room is cold. It is 4 o'clock in the morning, and the world outside is a graveyard of ambition. You are awake because your soul refuses to sleep. You sit on the edge of your bed, feet touching the floor, and the chill travels up your spine like a warning. The silence is not peaceful. It is heavy. It is a physical weight that presses against your chest, demanding to know who you are when the lights are out and the crowd is gone. Most men fear this silence. They drown it in the blue light of a screen, in the mindless scroll of other people's lives, or in the hollow laughter of those who do not matter. But you are not most men. You are here because the noise of the world has finally failed you. You are here because you have realized that the man you have been pretending to be is a ghost. He is a fabrication of social expectations, a shadow built to please a society that values comfort over character. The reflection in the mirror is a stranger. You look at your hands and wonder what they have built lately. You look at your eyes and see the flickering fire of a man who knows he is meant for more, but has spent too long living for less. This is the awakening. It is the brutal, unforgiving realization that you are alone. And for the first time in your life, that realization does not make you weak. It makes you dangerous. The isolation you feel is not a prison. It is the clearing of the land before the foundation is poured. It is the silence of the forest before the storm breaks. You are standing at the edge of your own existence, looking into the abyss of your potential. Most people look into that darkness and turn back to the warmth of the fire. You are going to step into it. You are going to embrace the cold until it becomes your skin. You are going to learn the language of the silence. The internal war is the only war that matters. Every day, 1,000 voices scream for your attention. They tell you to rest. They tell you that you've done enough. They tell you that you are being too hard on yourself. These voices are not your friends. They are the echoes of the mediocre, the whispers of the part of you that wants to die in a soft bed, forgotten. To build a king, you must first execute the peasant within. You must look at your own weaknesses with the cold, detached eye of a surgeon. Where are you soft? Where do you lie to yourself? Where do you choose the path of least resistance because the mountain looks too steep? The forge of self-transformation requires heat, and that heat is generated by friction. It is the friction of your will against your instincts. It is the refusal to give in when every cell in your body is begging for a reprieve. Think of the steel. It starts as raw iron, brittle and full of impurities. To become a blade, it must be thrust into the heart of the fire. It must be beaten upon the anvil, struck again and again by the hammer of discipline. It is not a gentle process. It is a violent refinement. Every strike of the hammer is a moment of isolation. Every plunge into the ice-cold water is a moment of shock. But without the heat, the hammer, and the cold, the iron remains useless. It remains a rock in the dirt. You are that iron. Your isolation is the forge. The world will try to tell you that being alone is a sign of failure, that you should be connected. But there is no connection more vital than the one between your mind and your mission. When you step away from the noise, you stop hearing the opinions of those who have never bled for anything. You begin to hear the rhythm of your own heart. You begin to understand that discipline is not a chore. It is a weapon. It is the shield you carry into the battle of the mundane. When you wake up, when you don't want to, when you train when your body aches, when you work when your mind is tired, you are swinging the hammer. You are shaping the edge. You are becoming a man who who can endure the storm because he has become the storm. This is not about vanity. It is about sovereignty. It is about reaching a point where your internal state is no longer a slave to external circumstances. If it rains, you work. If it shines, you work. If they cheer, you work. If they hate, you work. This is the alpha discipline. It is the unwavering commitment to the standard you have set for yourself, a standard that is higher than anything the world would ever dare to ask of you. The warrior does not seek peace. He creates it through his strength. The modern world is designed to make you soft. It provides every imaginable distraction to keep you from realizing how much power you have surrendered. It gives you sugar to dull your senses and entertainment to dull your mind. It encourages you to be vulnerable while stripping away your resilience. But the ancient blood in your veins remembers a different law. It remembers the law of the wolf. The wolf does not ask for permission to survive. He does not seek the approval of the sheep. He understands that the pack is strong, but the lone wolf is the one who scouts the path. He is the one who tests the wind. He is the one who knows the true depth of the winter. Your isolation is your winter. It is the season where you strip away everything that is not essential. You realize that you don't need the validation of 1,000 strangers on a screen. You don't need the shallow companionship of those who only love you when you are easy to be around. You need purpose. You need a mountain to climb. You need to look at the obstacles in your life not as problems, but as weights to be lifted. Every difficulty is an opportunity to prove your philosophy. If you say you are a man of honor, prove it when no one is watching. If you say you are a leader, lead yourself out of the darkness of your own habits. The modern Viking mindset is not about raiding or pillaging. It is about the mastery of the self. It is about the internal longship, sailing into the unknown reaches of your own potential. It is the courage to stand on the deck while the waves crash around you and say, I am the captain of this soul. This is a lonely path. It has to be. You cannot find your own strength if you are always leaning on others. You cannot find your own voice if you are always listening to the choir. You must go into the wilderness of your own mind. You must face the monsters that live there, the fear of failure, the fear of being alone, the fear of not being enough. You must hunt them down and slay them. You must take their heads and hang them on the walls of your internal hall. This is how you build a kingdom. Not with gold, but with the iron of your resolve. You are building a life that is a fortress, a place where your word is law and your actions are your legacy. We live in an era of hollow men who talk of greatness but tremble at the thought of a cold shower. Men who dream of empires but cannot even govern their own appetites. They wait for a sign. They wait for a mentor. They wait for the right time. But the warrior knows that there is no right time. There is only now. And now is a vanishing moment that must be seized with a ruthless grip. Weak men wait. Warriors act. They act even when they are afraid. They act even when they are uncertain. They understand that clarity comes through movement, not through meditation. You have spent enough time thinking about the man you want to be. It is time to murder the dreamer and let the doer take his place. This transformation requires a total rejection of the good enough. Good enough is the poison that kills kings. It is the slow rot that turns an army into a mob. You must demand excellence from yourself in the smallest of things. The way you make your bed, the way you speak to yourself in the mirror, the way you handle the tasks you hate. These are the bricks of your character. If the bricks are cracked, the wall will fall. If the wall falls, the kingdom is lost. Your isolation is where you inspect your bricks. It is where you discard the weak ones and strengthen the strong ones. It is a process of radical responsibility. You must reach the point where you blame no one for your situation. Not your parents, not the economy, not the government, not your boss. You are the architect of your own misery. And therefore, you are the only one who can be the architect of your own triumph. This realization is terrifying, but it is also the ultimate freedom. If you are the cause, you are the cure. You are no longer a victim of fate. You are a shaper of destiny. You are tapping into an ancestral code that predates the modern nonsense of safety and comfort. It is the code of the high seas and the frozen tundra. It is the code that says, I will find a way, or I will make one. This is the spirit of the North. It is the refusal to be conquered by anything, least of all by your own doubt. You are building a mind that is a sanctuary of focus. In a world that is constantly trying to fragment your attention, your ability to remain singular in your purpose is your greatest advantage. You are a sniper in a world of spray and pray. You move with intention. You speak with weight. You exist with a gravity that pulls others toward you, not because you seek them, but because they are drawn to the fire you have built in the dark. The debt you owe to your ancestors is the debt of potential. Thousands of years of survival, thousands of years of struggle, of men and women who endured unimaginable hardships just so that you could exist in this moment. They did not survive the plague, the famine, and the sword so that you could spend your days chasing cheap dopamine and avoiding discomfort. They built you to be a pinnacle. They built you to be the sharpest edge of their lineage. When you choose the easy path, you are insulting their sacrifice. When you succumb to your own weakness, you are spitting on their graves. But when you stand tall, when you embrace the isolation and use it to build something great, you are honoring them. You are becoming the bridge between the glory of the past and the promise of the future. This is the philosophical tension of the modern leader. You must be a bridge and a wall. A bridge for those who are worthy to follow, and a wall against the chaos that seeks to tear everything down. You are learning that honor is not something given by others. It is something you keep for yourself. It is the integrity of your own soul. It is the knowledge that even if the whole world were to disappear, you would still be the same man. You would still hold the same values. You must become a man of such substance that your presence alone changes the temperature of a room. This doesn't come from shouting. It doesn't come from posturing. It comes from the quiet, absolute certainty that you have been through the fire and you did not melt. You have faced the silence and you did not break. You have looked at the void and you did not blink. This is the true meaning of the Viking heart. It is the joy in the struggle. It is the laughter in the face of the storm. It is the understanding that the difficulty is not the obstacle. The difficulty is the way. Every time you feel the urge to quit, every time you feel the weight of your isolation pressing down on you, remember that this is the feeling of growth. This is the feeling of the crown being forged. It is supposed to be heavy. It is supposed to hurt. If it were easy, every peasant would be a king. But it is not easy. It is the hardest thing you will ever do. And that is why it is worth doing. As the sun begins to rise, the world starts to stir. The noise is coming back. The opinions, the distractions, the trivialities of the many, they are all waiting for you. But you are not the same man who sat on the edge of the bed 2 hours ago. The isolation has done its work. You have breathed the thin air of the heights. You have walked through the valley of your own shadows and come out the other side. You have realized that you do not need the world to tell you who you are. You have decided who you are. You are a man of discipline. You are a man of purpose. You are a king in the making, not because you have a throne, but because you have a crown of self-mastery. The legacy you leave behind will not be measured in the things you owned, but in the man you became. It will be measured in the strength of your character and the depth of your resolve. It will be seen in the way you handle the silence. People will look at you and they will not understand your peace. They will not understand your focus. They will try to pull you back down into the noise. They will try to make you normal again, but you cannot go back. Once you have seen the horizon from the top of the mountain, the valley is no longer enough. You have tasted the power of your own potential, and it is more intoxicating than any drug the world can offer. You will walk into this day with a warrior's heart. You will move with the calm intensity of a predator who knows his ground. You will handle your business with the precision of a craftsman. You will treat others with the respect of a man who knows his own worth and therefore does not need to diminish theirs. This is the quiet conclusion of the battle. The war never truly ends, but the victor is decided in the dark. The king is built in the isolation. He is crowned in the silence. And when he finally steps into the light, the world has no choice but to recognize him. Not because he demands it, but because his presence is undeniable. You are that man. You are that king. Now stand up. Straighten your back. Take a breath that fills your lungs with the fire of your purpose. The world is waiting, and you are ready. The isolation was not your enemy. It was your training ground. It was the place where you learned to be whole. Go out and build your legacy. Go out and show them what a man with a warrior heart can do. The silence is over. Your time has begun. Keep the fire burning. Keep the edge sharp. Remember the cold. Remember the silence. And let them be the foundation of everything you do. You are no longer searching for your place in the world. You are creating it. You are the master of the storm. You are the architect of the future. You are a king, built in the dark, ready to rule the light. Your journey is long, but your feet are steady. Your path is narrow, but your vision is clear. This is the code. This is the life. This is you. Move forward with honor. Move forward with strength. Move forward as the man you were born to be. The world belongs to those who can master themselves. Today, the world belongs to you. Every step you take is a declaration. Every breath you take is a victory. The isolation is over, but the king remains. Carry that silence with you into the noise. Carry that strength into the struggle. You are the leader. You are the warrior. You are the modern Viking, and this is only the beginning. The horizon is yours. The legacy starts now. With every action, with every word, with every thought, you are building the monument of your life. Make it grand. Make it terrifyingly beautiful. Make it something that will stand long after you are gone. For you have learned the greatest secret of all, that the only true kingdom is the one you build within yourself. And that kingdom is eternal. It is unbreakable. It is yours. Go forth and claim it. Go forth and live it. The world is yours for the taking. The king has arrived.